Let's get this show on the road.
I think my biggest fear recently is being caught riding in the HOV lane as a single rider. Not by the cops, but by the two guys that have the I-5 Commuters TikTok.
Joining us are the I-5 Commuters, Craig and Joe.
You guys ever see the social media with I-5 Commuters, the guys who just drive to Seattle every day and scream at people who are in the wrong carpool lanes? And people who are just watching old episodes of Lost.
Don't you do it!
Yes.
Yeah, I love those guys.
That's kind of they're my spirit animals.
This is episode trace of the show on the road. We are the I-5 Commuters, and why should you watch this show? Well, it's because we're the motherfuckers out here really on the streets, really doing the commuting, and you're just not going to get that anywhere else. Craig, you want to introduce yourself? I'm Joe, by the way.
Yeah, if you want unfiltered news, you're at the right place.
Yeah, get in that mic.
My name is Craig. If you're a commuter out there or even spend a little bit of time on the road, then you're in the right place.
Fuck yeah.
Today, we'll hear about some of your commutes,
Right.
our personal highlights of the week, and news from around the road.
Yeah, I got another mustache for you here, Craig. Don't worry.
Yep.
Might have to. Here, we'll be right back right after this. We're going to take some commuter voicemails today. That's what we're going to start with. Then we have some road news stories that we want to talk you through. And we have a controversy, Craig. We're going to get into a controversy, a lot of DMs, a lot of comments we're going to highlight later. So it might be you. You're not going to want to change the channel here, folks. Let's get into these commuter voicemails. Low Red, anything to open us up with these voicemails? You are the one that listened to them. Craig and I have not heard the voicemails yet. Can you preface these a little bit?
We got a lot of good voicemails. You guys are all the cutest commuties ever. I want to give quick shout outs to Cody from Tacoma. He was pissed about some stuff with high beams fucking up his retinas. Want to make sure you're feeling seen in that. Lauren or Lori Lynn from Portland said she loves your shit and rock on.
Fuck yeah, Lori.
And I really loved that vibe.
These are voicemails that we're not going to play, but you just
Correct.
are highlighting these people? Okay, I got you.
Correct.
We shout out Lori. Yep.
And then we've got JG. He had a great idea to start an I-5 commuters enforcement group.
What's that?
Wow.
Probably with a rigorous application and recruitment process.
Whoa.
The vibe he was giving me was he basically wants to be appointed by you guys
Whoa.
to be an I-5 commuter of his own freeway and enforce what you guys are enforcing.
So, like, if he's on I-90, he wants to be the I-90 commuter.
Yeah.
Is basically. Yeah, I'm down for
Which
that.
I like.
I like that a lot.
the idea.
What do you think, Craig?
Well, my first thought was he's kind of jumping into our lane a little bit.
Whoa, yeah.
So we're on the opposite side here, but I could be convinced. I could be convinced.
Yeah.
I mean, we can't be in all
Maybe
places
we start
at
a
once.
Facebook
I
group.
like it. I think the more people out there, the better, you know.
So, yep, just a few voicemails wanted to shout out. They didn't necessarily get picked, but they were great.
But
so
we are
wanted
going to
give
get
them.
into the ones that we did pick. here.
Yep,
All
and
right.
we are going to start with the second from the top.
Okay.
Yo, my name is Noah. I'm calling from Seattle. And my phone number is And I just wanted to say I think y'all are bringing awareness to a really pertinent issue, a very concerning issue, which is that people driving to, from, within Seattle have this disease where they can't not be on their phone while they drive. So thank you for making folks take a beat, take a second, and realize how foolish they look.
Yeah.
And I think we need to generally shame people who opt to use their phone behind the wheel regardless of how fast they're going, because it's not all about them. They're not the only people on the road. In fact, they are one of many people who think that exact same way. So that's really unsafe, as I'm sure you all know.
Wow.
Anyway, yeah, just wanted to commend y'all on that. And yes, I do think that buses, Sound Transit's double-decker express buses belong in the carpool lane because how
Interesting. We're going to get into that later in the episode. Sorry to cut you off, Noah.
else will they serve that route when freeways are the most convenient way to do so and buses are the most energy efficient when you're thinking about the energy expended and the gas or electricity used to operate the bus per person versus a car. Thank you.
Didn't think about it from the energy angle. We're going to get into the bus stuff later, so I don't want to comment too much on that, but I will say I'm getting big, apparently I'm on the news now vibes from this guy. Do you guys know what clip I'm talking about?
No.
Apparently, you guys don't know that one?
Oh, I
Is
know.
that sketch?
Here's a clip.
And apparently, I've never been on live television before. Apparently, sometimes I don't watch the news.
Craig, what are we thinking? Noah from Seattle, what are we thinking?
I mean, she's speaking to the choir, right? I mean, the disease, that's not a new term.
Yeah.
We've heard that countless times, that people just can't resist the urge
Yeah.
to pull their phone out.
Preaching to the choir.
We see it every day.
Yeah.
I like
Yeah.
that they called it a disease.
It's a disease. I like
that
the
was funny.
passion. I think I could also notice he was getting like some of our like language going. Like, what was he like? He was like, it's a disease or putting people at risk. He
Bullish,
was
like
getting
he-
a little this,
Like they
little
were
that.
definitely picking up what you guys put down.
All right. Well, Noah, thanks for calling. Cell phones are, excuse me, huge problem. And we're doing everything we can to stop it. And thanks for calling in, Noah. We appreciate your passion, brother. Anything else before we move on to road news, Craig?
Nope. Let's move on to road news.
Let's move on to road news, folks. So, this is something we'll be doing on a week-to-week basis. Craig is going to dive deep across the roads, across our great nation, and maybe even across the world. What's happening on the roads? Why do we need to know about it? Why should we care? Craig, what's new this week?
So we're not going across the world this week. We're actually taking a news story just in our backyard here in I-5.
How about that?
This story actually comes from our friends over at Cairo 7. Shout out Cairo 7. They added us on their show a couple months ago.
Shout out Cairo.
Freaking awesome.
Great people over there.
Lincoln comments.
Awesome people. But anyway, let's get into it. There was a multi-vehicle crash going southbound on I-5 caused by a 20-year-old male driving at speed, they say, at least 100 miles an hour and was high on spice.
Wow.
If you don't know what spice is, typically spice is something if you can't consume marijuana, it's an alternative.
Yeah, so I didn't know what spice was. I had heard of it as K2. I was a college athlete. Some of the athletes, you get drug tested. If you want to get a little high, you get a little K2 in your system instead of weed. And apparently it passes drug tests. Is that what you're getting at?
That's what I'm getting at.
Yep.
And I didn't even know people still messed with spice.
Oh, yeah.
I thought that was more of a high school thing.
Shy Halud's all over
I've
that.
never personally done it, but the one person I did see do it, this story makes sense.
Paul Atreides.
The person couldn't even put a sentence together, could barely stand up, and that's all it takes.
Yeah.
Multi-crash, almost killing multiple people. So, Joe, throw the clip on.
Breaking at 11, a 3.5-hour massive backup on Interstate 5 after a suspected high driver going over 100 miles an hour slammed into cars, flipping over one, sending several people to the hospital. Cairo 7's Gary Horcher is live on I-5 and Federal Way right now. Gary, that interstate was shut down, well, for hours tonight. It hit Federal Way. Kind of
Gary,
looks like the traffic is
tell
starting
us
to get
what's
through
going
now.
on, Gary.
He said the driver of a speeding BMW was high on spice.
There it is. High on spice, folks. That's just great work from Gary Horcher of Cairo 7. Great job, Gary. Way to get on the scene.
He blacked out behind the wheel and started rear-ending other cars. 3 people badly hurt here. The off-duty firefighter told me he pulled the offending driver out of his mangled car. He was unconscious, not from the impact, but because he was high. A passenger in the car said he was high on spice. We're live from the scene in Federal Way tonight. I'm Gary Horcher, Cairo 7 News.
Gary Horcher. Craig, what do you got?
Look, I'm just gonna wrap things up, but I'm just happy no one was hurt. Somebody easily could have lost their life. We were talking about this early in the show. It's truly that's all it takes.
That's all it takes.
Some young kid getting high, putting other people at risk. End of the day, it just grinds my gears. It grinds my gears. But those are the people that don't deserve a license.
Yep. Just stay off the spice. Stay off the spice.
And stay off the weed.
And stay off the
Spice. All right? Especially if you're on I-5. No spice on I-5. This isn't Shai Hulud territory, okay? We're not a bunch of sandworms. We're commuters.
Even though I do think the author of Dune
Is
grew
from
up
Tacoma.
here.
Is from Tacoma. Frank Herbert, author of Dune, from Tacoma.
That was perfect.
Any final things to wrap up the story this week? Craig's having a tough time with the mustaches today. Tough time.
I am sweating profusely.
His balls off.
I didn't know
Here,
lip
guys.
sweat was a thing.
Until
But I
today.
can't keep a mustache on for the life of me.
Look, guys, if you really want to know what's going on, we're in my garage right now. This is just my garage. We can't have, because people are doing construction across the street, we have to close the doors. It's hotter than absolute fuck in here today. But anyways, folks, we've got a controversy. We're back in the Amalfi Coast, by the way. Buses in the carpool lane. I made a potentially very risque statement in a video recently, Craig. I don't know if you remember it. I said, I don't think that buses should be allowed in the carpool lane. I'll say it. I don't think they should be allowed in the carpool lane. And I was worried that I was going to get a lot of backlash. I was worried that people were going to disagree with me out the wazoo. And we actually ended up putting a poll up on our story. You could see here saying, should buses be allowed in the carpool lane? And Craig, the results are in, and the results say over 14,000 votes, 64% of people said no, buses should not be allowed in the carpool lane, and they agreed with me. People saying, get them out. 36% of people said yes. That's around 5,000 people said yes. And I'm going to get into some of these comments here that we got, because people were fired up about this. But Little Red Craig, out of the gate, I'd love to hear from you guys. Should buses be allowed in the carpool lane?
I understand the reason why people think they shouldn't be. Most days we're driving into the city, buses are just going slow. So they're clogging up the lane, slowing things down, frustrating drivers. I'm actually on the other side of things. If you're taking the bus, you're doing the mature thing to commute together, save the gas, save the planet.
what
You
Noah was
get
saying
what
earlier.
I'm saying. I understand it can be frustrating. The only time I don't think it should be allowed is if it's the bus driver and the bus driver only.
So they have to have at least two in there, is what you're saying.
Correct.
They gotta
Rules
follow-
don't change.
The rules don't change no matter if it's the bus or the car. Gotta have two, and that's what we like to say. Gotta have two. So, Craig, it's more of a yes and no for you. Lil Red, do you have a stance on this?
My stance is yes, they should be allowed in the carpool lane for all of Craig's reasons. I couldn't have said it better myself, so I'll leave it there.
Well, here's what people said. Matt McGrail said, oh, I'm sorry. So 2 people counts as a carpool, but 20 to 74 people somehow doesn't?
I mean, I'm with that.
On my side.
You got a good
On my
point,
side.
Matt. You got a good point, Matt. But this is where it gets interesting. A lot of mixed results. Travis says, don't even get me started on the bus-only lanes, especially 99 North heading to Alaskan Way. What a waste of pavement. He says, get buses not only out of the carpool lane, but get rid of the bus lanes also.
I understand that guy's stance. I think he's more so coming from how much people hate non-carpoolers going in the bus lanes, because I know exactly where that guy's talking about.
Yeah, here's a clip. Spencer Nelson, check this out, Craig. You guys literally bitch when there's a single rider in the carpool lane. WTF is a bus. A carpool, dipshit. And I appreciate your candor, Spencer. I really do. We can dish it out and we can take it too.
I mean, that's one way to look at it. But imagine this, Spencer. Imagine if those 40 people that weren't in the bus were 40 more cars on the road.
Well, I think that's his
Think
point.
about that.
I think that's his point. I think he's saying you guys bitch about when there's a single rider in the carpool lane, but that's like what a bus is. A bus is like a big fucking car with a bunch of people in it. So why are you guys bitching about it? I think he's like playing an Uno.
I'm reading it different. I'm reading it different.
He's trying to Uno. Do you get what I'm saying, Lil Red? He's trying to Uno reverse us there. Whatever. Fuck him, dude. He wasn't mean. Be nicer.
Yeah, he's a little different language.
Be nicer, Spencer.
I'm surprised you pulled this one.
Fuck him.
Spencer's on the spice.
Here comes Jeremy. Jeremy, now on the other side of this, he's anti-bus. Jeremy says, think we should stop funding public transportation. Ooh, coming from the top rope, Jeremy. Bang. Samantha says, this was on your point of the bus situation, Craig.
Okay.
Yes. However, they also got to remember to get back over when they're slowing the HOV down. Love the content. Thanks for the giggles. And I think that's the correct answer. I think that's the correct answer is the buses should be allowed in the carpool lane. But if you are slowing the pace of the people, the cars in the carpool lane, and there's movement going on in other lanes that aren't going to slow you down, get the hell over.
In a perfect world, that would be the situation, right? But as you know, that's technically not the law. They can be in the carpool lane as long as they want. They don't have to get over.
They don't have to. That's right. That's the law. But if we could have it our way.
Yep, that's the courteous thing they could do.
That's the courteous thing they could do. And I want to highlight one last comment here on this should buses be allowed in the carpool lane or not situation, and that's from K-Bay 1331. They are the ultimate carpool and gets more people out of their cars and into public transpo. If they were caught up with the rest of us, what would be the point? And so that's what people are saying. The bus is the ultimate carpool. Most people saying, oh, buses should be allowed. What's up with these results? But the results are the results, people. So the buses, in my opinion, just need to hurry the frick up a little. Anyways, Craig, every week we like to talk about just like how the commute's been, you know, what's been new with the commute, what have we noticed about the commute. And this is kind of commute related, but I wanted to show something pretty sick. On the screen, you will see we had the Rizzler like one of our videos. The Rizzler liked one of the I-5 commuter videos, and you know how that made me feel, Craig? You know how that made me feel?
Excited?
Nigga, we made it. Hey. We made it.
The Rizzler liked our video.
Hey.
There's parts of this song we can't say. Okay, guys, that's how I've been feeling. The Rizzler is a fan of the commuters. Is he 10? Has he ever driven a car before? Hopefully not. But he liked one of our videos, and the guy's the fucking man. Shout out to the Rizzler for being a fan of the program. What's so funny about that, Little Red? It is a fucking program. Anyways, Craig, how's the commute been for you? And then let's wrap this fucking thing
I've
up.
heard of Rizzler. Couldn't tell you if it's a guy, a girl, what they look like, what they do. But I'm sure he's a cool person.
Yeah, here's a quick
clip. I'm sure he's a cool person.
Once I give your brother wrist face, there's no chance he's coming back.
I don't know, man. Look, just put the phones away. We ran into that guy the other week, and he was like, oh, I can do it. Remember that guy?
Yes.
God,
But
what
I
an
can.
asshole.
No texting and driving.
Yeah, it's a new rule.
Well, I can do it.
But I can.
But I can.
Well, sure.
Put it away, dude.
Sure, I can do spice while I'm driving 100 miles, too.
Yeah, I'm sure you
and
can.
black out.
God. Just a great, what was that guy's name again? Greg.
Yeah.
Gary Horcher. Gary, I'm a big Gary Horcher guy, Cairo 7. I'm a big Gary Horcher Cairo 7 guy. So, just appreciate the work he's doing out on the scenes today. We should do that. We should do roadside reporting for this show.
We were talking about that
We should get out there
yesterday.
and do a roadside segment and feature it in the show. Is what we should do. And we'd love to hear from you at home. What do you want to see on the show on the road? What do you want to... First of all, call us, 253-237-6069. Leave us a voicemail. What's been grinding your gears out there on the road? What's been pissing you off out there on the roads? Let us know. Call in. We'd love to hear from you because chances are if it pissed you off, it pissed us off too, pal. And we'd love to just vent with you on that because nobody wants to hear about your fucking commute at the end of the day. Greg and I deal with this with our families. We do our commute. We put in the work. We come home. We say, honey, God, it was a bad one out there. And what do they say? Nothing, because they can't relate to you in the way that we can. Call in 253-267-6069. And you will finally have a fellow commuter that has your fucking back. Call in! Anyways, Craig, anything else before we wrap up?
You scared me a little there. Jump over to www.i5commuters.com. We got stickers, fresheners, beautiful embroidered hats, and something fresh
Guys,
that Joe's got in the hand. Look
at that.
Look at
new
that.
New t-shirts.
Yes, we know there's no such thing as I-5 East and I-5 West.
Yeah.
Who cares?
Who gives a shit?
All right. It's a cool shirt. Join the commuter community. And buy something.
Buy something, guys. Buy something. Look at these t-shirts. That's nice material. These are soft.
No, yeah.
Little Red, you had one of these on earlier. Tell the people how soft it is.
Extremely.
Extremely soft. Extremely soft, folks. The shirts are soft. And
They're soft.
Stickers stick. And the air freshener's got some great... what do we call it? They got the...
Good pull.
Good
pull.
Yeah, the good rebar on the air fresheners. Those things are not going to come off your rearview mirror. Anyways, folks, that's been the show on the road. Drive safe out there, commuters. We will see you next week. You want to try that one more time?
Yep.
Drive safe, commuters. We will
see you next week.
That's great. That's good shit.